All right, Blues. This is my Brighton versus Man City match preview, as well as some of the latest Manchester City news. I'll be revealing what I think will be the predicted starting 11 for the game on Sunday, and also I'll reveal my match score prediction. So it's City versus Brighton, game week 3. Must win. It's game week 3, and we're already talking about a must win game after the disaster that was the Spurs game. Oh, oh. I mean, it's nothing new. It's nothing new, is it? City getting pumped off Spurs, but I think it's not really the loss, it's how we lost. Everybody wanted Pep to drop the Yunks. They said, we can't continue with the Yunks. Please drop them, Pep. And he did. And it didn't fucking work. But I don't think it was team selection that was the problem against Spurs. I mean, Rico Lewis, he was a bag of shit. But I think the real problem against Spurs was the tactics. We was playing such a high line against Spurs, and they just continued to expose it all the time. And did Pep change it? No, he fucking didn't. And that's what happened last season, didn't it? People cottoned on to our high line, high press, and the high line works really good if it works all the time. All it takes is for one attacker to time his run and he's in, or a defender to make an error and they're in. And it just kept on happening. So hopefully Pep and the coaching team have watched it back and thought, we can't continue like this, especially against Brighton, with pace. They play, they pass, they run. It won't work again. So it's Brighton Sunday, and it's going to be a difficult game. I mean, what isn't a difficult game these days? Maybe Man United. Shout out to Grimsby. What the fuck is Anana, by the way? This guy, how did he play a Champions League final? Onana. I've never seen a goalkeeper save penalties and the ball still goes in. But Brighton is going to be very difficult, especially away at the Amex. We've always had tough games there. And Brighton are just coming off the back of a big 6-0 win in the Carabao Cup. So they're all going to be at it. We need to be at it. We need to be at it. We also need to be switched on at the back. We can't be fucking about. Game week 3. We can't be fucking about. So what about the lineup? I think there's going to be some changes from what we've seen against Spurs. Not massive ones, but I think there'll be a few. So with that said, what do I think will be the predicted starting 11? Let's take a look. So this is what I think will be the starting 11 on Sunday. So I think he will stick with Trafford in goal. Now, of course, we was all expecting Donnarumma. What's going on? We was expecting Donnarumma. And if Ederson, I don't think he's going to choose Ederson. I really don't. I think Trafford will stick being number 1. And then I think Nunes will come in at right back because Rico Lewis was fucking wank. He's not a right back, in my opinion. Lewis has had his best games playing in midfield. So stick with him in midfield. So I think Nunes comes in, sadly, because we have no right back. And then I think the 2 centre backs will still remain Stones and Diaz. They weren't great, was they, against Spurs? The pair wasn't great, but I have faith in them. There are 2 best centre backs, and they'll sort shit out. They will sort shit out, I promise you. And then I think Ake comes in at left back. Obviously, Out Nori is out injured. It could be Gvardiol, but he's just come back from an injury. We don't want any more of them, do we? So I think Ake will be left back. And then I think Rodri comes in. Dun, 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 dun. I think he comes in, I think he starts, and I think he will play fucking well. Well, let's hope. I do worry Rodri's just not going to be the same player anymore, and that he's just going to constantly pick up injuries. I hope I'm fucking wrong. Reinders alongside him because he's fucking Reinders. This guy is unbelievable, Jeff. This guy, how was he not 100 mil? You know, you look at the transfer prices now of like these midfielders, and you think, why was Reinders so cheap? I'm convinced AC Milan are going to be like, yeah, well, I think you owe us another 50 mil. I think you do. Pay up. But no, Reinders is there, solid. And now I think Foden will come into the attacking mid role. What do you think? Hmm, I think he does. I think he'll play there, and I think he'll score an hat trick. No, but I do think Foden will slot back in there. Then I've got Cherky right wing because Cherky played in that sort of attacking mid role, and he looked lost. He looked lost. It didn't work out. But I think Cherky's looked at his best when playing out wide. So I think he may slot back to right wing. I've got Doku left wing. Bit of a tricky one, this one. He could play Doku, he could play Marmouche, but I think Marmouche had a bit of a stinker, didn't he? So, and Pep loves Doku. So I think Doku will play left wing. And of course, we have big Erling up front. He also had a bit of a stinker, didn't he? But it's Erling Haaland. The guy can score whenever he feels free to score. So that is my predicted lineup. Do you agree? What changes would you make, if any? I've just moved position because I didn't like the lighting. It was very dark. Now, I'll be revealing my score prediction a little bit later on, but first, I want to get into that Champions League draw. What the fuck, man? What is that draw? What are them teams? Disgusting. Oh, it's a horrible draw. I'm convinced that it's not done at random. It's fixed. It's why we, of course Kevin De Bruyne comes back to the Etihad. Of course we get fucking Real Madrid. And of course we get Galatasaray at home. Will Ederson be there? We don't know, but it all seems a bit sus, doesn't it? Let's take a look at these fixtures and our home and away. So first, we're at home to Dortmund. One of them, in it, Dortmund. Dortmund can either be really good or really shit. So let's hope they're really shit. And then Madrid away. Don't need that. We don't need that this early. We don't. Leverkusen at home. Oh, would you be surprised if after them first three games we have 0 points? You wouldn't be surprised, would you? Villarreal away. I think that's a win. I think that's a win. Napoli at home. De Bruyne is going to do us. I know it. I can feel it. Or he might just score some OGs. Hmm? Then Bodo Glimt away. That's the kind of game where you think easy win and then you get pumped. But no, who's going to go to that, by the way? Who sat there thinking, I really fancy going Bodo Glimt away? What do you think? Oh God, no, don't do it. Don't do it. And then Galatasaray at home. Fuck knows, And then Monaco away. You don't want Monaco away if that game is the game that decides our fate. I just know we're going into that Monaco game needing a win. What do you think? What are your thoughts on the draw? Do you think we will get through? What would be our difficult games? What do you think? What games do you think we will win? Let me know. Now, what is my score prediction for the Brighton game? At first, I was going to say 2-2, but I fancy a one. Sometimes City have them games where they've not been playing well, and they just go all out and pump some poor bastards. I'm talking like 5-6 nil. It's what I'm hoping for. I'm not predicting that. I'm going to say 2-1 City. Come on, up the fucking Blues. What's your predictions? What do you think the score will be? Drop them, let me know. Let's get involved. Now, before I finish, I just want to check in on some of the latest Man City news, solely because I haven't looked yet. I've had a very busy day. I've not had time to check socials and whatnot, so I feel like I should take a look and see what's going on. Hey, come on, let's pull up the old iPad. Come on. Oh, this iPad is wank. It's fucking shit. I don't know if my iPad is shit and it's on its arse, or I've got a really bad Wi-Fi connection. It could be both. It could be both. So let's have a look what's going on. Okay, let's see what this is saying. No, I didn't press that. Who the fuck you? Okay. So what's the latest? Pep has spoken. What's he said? Pep Guardiola on the size of his current squad. It is what it is, says Pep. I'm not a guy or a manager that complains much about the squad. I think he did. Didn't he? He was complaining it was too big. It never happened in Barcelona or Bayern Munich. Fair enough. It is what it is. I know the club is doing the best as possible in all terms, and not even when I'm losing a game. Like a typical reaction from a manager is blaming the players or so on. I've proved it for many years, and last season was the biggest example. I'm so proud of. You know what? As I'm reading this, I can just picture and hear Pep saying these words. I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud of that. These are fantastic guys on and off the pitch. If it stays like we stay, I will be more than pleased, and I will handle it day by day. So basically, he's saying he don't give a shit if he signs anyone. That's encouraging. And then, there's another Donnarumma update from Fabrizio Romano. I'm not even going to tell you what it says because you already know. Even if you have not seen this from Fab right now, you will already know. It's what he's told us for the last 17,000 times. Manchester City and PSG are agreed on all terms, personal terms, fee. The deal is ready to go, but as always mentioned, it all depends on Ederson exit. I'm thinking this ain't gonna happen, because Mourinho got sacked, didn't it, for Galatasaray? So that could fuck that up. That could fuck it up. Because I think Mourinho was the one pushing for Ederson, but apparently it says Ederson. What was that? What was that? I just knocked everything over. Classic. God. So yeah, Galatasaray are saying they're still interested regardless, so still could happen. Pep on Brighton, a really good team. Great inside, Pep. Fantastic news, Pep. Breaking news, guys. Brighton, fantastic team. Yeah, so there's not a lot to say, really. Negotiations are continuing in the background for Gianluigi Donnarumma. Fee of around 30 to 35 million euros. Move still waiting for an Edison exit. Fucking hell. Savinio is back, training. Akanji is a wanted man. What's going on? You know, he was like Galatasaray, AC Milan, and now Spurs. Spurs want Ake. Oh, and also Stefan Ortega could be heading to Borussia Mönchengladbach. That'd be good if Ortega can move on. But there's too many goalkeepers now. What's going on? So yeah, that's it for a news roundup. Thanks guys for watching. Hopefully we get that all important must win 6-pointer against Brighton. Drop your thoughts. What do you think? What's your score predictions? What's your lineup predictions? I really want to know. It's interesting. Take care and I'll see you soon.